Alright, so we've made our first iTwin platform calls using fetch, and now in this lesson I will go through how to make iTwin platform API calls using a client package. So the two APIs that we've been using in our app have corresponding client packages available on NPM. For iModels, there's iTwin / iModels client management. The README here is pretty good. It gives you some examples on how to use this package. For projects, there's iTwin / projects - client. And for the projects client, the best way to learn how to use it is by looking at the integration tests. And we see it's actually pretty simple, where you just instantiate a project's access client, and then you can get a list of projects by just calling .getAll and passing an access token. Another place to check if a client package is available for a particular API is in the client packages section of the overview page of a particular API. So for the iModels API, I see that we have client management and client authoring Typescript clients available. So switching back to our source code, we currently have the projects and show iModel info methods working using the fetch method that we went through in the previous lesson. But we mentioned how we're using any, which is typically not good, not taking advantage of TypeScript typing power. And we're also sort of rewriting each one each time, and it can be cumbersome to maintain this code if we continued writing fetches like this. So that's where the client packages come in. I've already added iModels client management and iTwin projects client to my package JSON, and I've run npm install. So I'm ready to start taking advantage of these. First thing I'm going to do is take advantage of the typings provided by these clients. So instead of any, the type I'm going to use is project from iTwin projects client. And the iModel type that I'm going to use is minimal iModel. Minimal iModel is a pretty simple interface, just ID and name, or display name. Whereas project type is name, ID, and code. It's just a project object. The next thing I'm going to do is, instead of fetch when I get this project, I'm going to use the project access client. So I'm going to keep if access token, and I'm going to remove the fetch and instead say I'm going to give myself a project access client, instantiate it, just like I saw in the integration tests. I'm going to get all and pass an access token. Just like that, and then I can set my state variable just like that. So let's see if that worked. Switch over to my app, and I see the project table is filled out. It's not that exciting because it's the same data we had before, but we see project API is still called, the response is the same, but the code that we wrote is much more easy to read. So in the same way that I replaced the fetch in get projects, I'm going to replace the fetch in show iModel info, and I'm just going to replace it this time since it's the same concept. But the way iModels client works a little different. As we saw in the documentation, there's a get authorization function that I have that basically just returns the access token. When you call iModels client.iModels.get minimal list, it returns a iterator, and I've chosen to create a minimal iModel array and just push the results of that iterator into that array. And then that's what I'm setting as my state variable. So now that I got that there, let's see if it works. And when I click on this project, I get my iModel. Again, that's not very exciting. This is the same data that we already saw earlier, but the cool part is that we taken advantage of typings provided by this by the client. The authorization stuff is much more elegantly handled now. And this is a more production quality code. Now, there may be times when our APIs will not have a TypeScript client available, or the client may not cover all endpoints. If you ever run into this case, one option is to generate your own client automatically, and I'll go through how to do that in the next video.